Hello and welcome. I'm designer Henry Roth and you're switched on to Roth TV Houston Style. We're going to be speaking to brides from the South about their inspirations, about their fears, about what they expect for their wedding, the thing that they're most looking forward to, and possibly a piece of advice on your planning and their planning and what they can pass on to you. You ready? Let's rock it. Let's go. Well, here we are in one of the finest stores in the country, Brickhouse Bridal. Starla, the owner.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You're here, Henry.
Y'all.
Y'all.
And this is Jackie, one of their head consultants.
Hello.
So if you were to give a bride one piece of advice on how to go about finding their dream dress, what would it be?
Listen to your heart. And only your heart.
Yes.
And whatever gives you that little flutter, whenever you fell in love and you knew it, it was the subtle thing, that's how you're going to find your dress.
When you're coming in, you're going to be a little overwhelmed, but it's just like falling in love with that man that on that special time when he said to propose to you. It's just the same thing. You're going to fall in love with that dress.
You are one of the co-owners of Brickhouse Bridal.
Yes.
What do you think is one of the biggest mistakes brides make before coming to see you here at Brickhouse Bridal?
Thinking they have to please everybody instead of themselves.
How can you advise a bride, because they always ask, how am I going to know if that's the gown?
I always feel like it's whenever they don't want to take it off, when they just love it so much that all they want to do is just be in it and smile in it. It's not necessarily crying in it or feeling like they need to have that type of emotional, but just not wanting to take it off.
There's always a time in every designer day where the cakes come out, and that's always very, very dangerous because the Sugar High and Henry Roth don't always greet. Tell me something.
But it does make things entertaining.
You are here at the front desk at Brickhouse Bridal.
Yes.
What's the best piece of advice you can give brides before they come in preparation for their appointment?
Not to be nervous and stay open to possibilities.
Now, bride-to-be, I'm going to give you a little bit of an interview.
Okay.
What's your best piece of advice that you can give to brides?
Just be open-minded, and just because it's something that maybe you weren't thinking of, try it on because it's going to look different off the hanger.
Try things that you don't think necessarily you'll like because everything looks different on than it does on the hanger.
And is that how you were today because you finished your appointment?
Yes. And I would not have picked that dress that I ended up liking the best today.
How much do you think people leave with something completely different to what they started with?
Really the majority of the time.
What's your profession? What do you do?
I'm a teacher.
So what does it feel like today? Here you are, you kind of got everybody out of your hair, and today is about you. How does that make you feel?
I'm excited. Usually my day is about 27-year-olds, so I'm kind of excited to have a day for me.
So tell me something. What's your biggest fear about your wedding?
That it will rain because it's outside.
So weather is a big... Do you have a contingency for that?
Yes, a pavilion right next door. So
I would say rain, but my venue, luckily, I can be married inside, and so just recently we had a fire. I live in Magnolia. We just had a big fire, and the fire was actually right across the street from my wedding venue. And so I was recently stressed, so you caught me on a good day.
Recently stressed, but now full of life. What's your biggest thing that you're looking forward to for your wedding?
surprising my groom and just looking stunning because that's the best I'm ever gonna look for him. So
I'm just excited to be married. I'm just ready to be with Ben.
You're ready to be with Ben. That sounds like that's a good. Is that a good thing to be ready to be with Ben?
Yes, he's great.
It's good to be with Ben, everybody.
She's the only girl. She's the baby of the family, so it feels good, but it's also going to be a fun day, but kind of a little bit teary.
So what advice can you give other mothers in a similar position to yourself?
I think I'm going to try to let her pick exactly what she wants and just look at her face and see, by looking at her face, if that's the dress that I think, yeah, that's it.
Was that your experience when you chose your gown?
Yes, my mother went with me. It was. She just gave me a budget, and then she could tell that it was the dress I loved.
And you went over and bought an oil well instead. Art, what's it like seeing here your niece trying on gowns?
Well, as she mentioned, what's interesting is if you come in with a preconceived notion of I have to have this or I have to have that, you're going to be disappointed. You really need to leave yourself open to new possibilities, because on, it's entirely different than hanging on a hanger.
Actually, Vanessa's a classic girl.
Yes.
She was looking for a classic dress.
She is, I tell you what, Vanessa's everything for you in your world. And you know what? So she should be.
Yes.
That's what every mother should feel about their daughter. I love the love. There's a lot of love in this group, and I'm feeling part of that love. So what's it like being the mother-in-law to be?
It has been a blessing because my son has picked the most wonderful woman to marry, and we are so happy to have her in our family.
Guess what? It's group hug time. Group hug time. Here we are at Brick House Bridal, and you are?
Laura Ferguson.
Ms. Ferguson herself.
Yes.
Are you a Houstonian?
Yes, I am.
What makes a bride clear? What should be on her checklist to know that that's her gown? Like, what are the things that she should be thinking about that make her know or realize that this is her gown?
If it's the fit that she loves, if it's the look that she loves, it's the sparkle she loves, everything about it, she loves it, and she's comparing everything else to that dress, then
That's
she knows
it.
then that's the dress.
Now you've gone through the emotional washing machine.
Yeah.
How does it feel, and what can you tell brides to explain them that you know when it's your gown? What's the secret?
You know, I didn't think it was going to happen to me. You see it on TV and you're like, oh, they always cry, but you know when you know. You put it on and you feel good and you feel like $1 million, and that's what you want to feel like on your day.
And no one needs to tell you how to feel.
Exactly.
But I need to tell you, I feel fabulous for you. What's the best piece of advice you can give any bride listening to Roth TV Houston Edition about their planning of the wedding?
Don't get stressed out. Enjoy it. My goodness. I mean, half of the wedding is the process.
And on the wedding day itself, what's the best piece of advice?
Relax.
Relax,
And
breathe in. Breathe
Enjoy
in.
it because it'll be over before you know it.
Well, it's been an incredible day here in Houston at the Roth TV Houston Edition, where we have had wall-to-wall brides, wall-to-wall people, and the most important thing that you all need to remember is this: don't leave it to the last minute. When you come out shopping, make sure you have a complete and absolute open canvas. Do your homework, bring your emotions with you, bring the people that you love the most, and the most important thing is shop in a store that you know is reputable, that can help you, that can really get you to where you're going. This is Henry Roth signing off from Roth TV Houston Edition. Thank you very much.